Hey guys, well for some of us it won't be long. We need to start thinking about what we're going to be using when the ice comes off. And my first things I want something that's going to go deep, and I love something in that red color. Lipless crankbaits work well. I also like this. This is a Spro's Little John body style lure. This is going to get down there about 6 to 8 feet deep. I kind of like that for that early season. And to be honest with you today, we're going to paint just to put something in my tackle box. I need one of these in red and in a craw pattern because I got to looking and I'm missing that. So really simple, 2 colors is all we're going to have. We're going to use a stencil to get the craw pattern. We're going to add a lure to my tackle box. Stick with me. All right, here we go. Now, if you notice a little yellow paint around the edges here, that's a sure sign that I painted this blank. Whatever I was painting, I didn't like it. Took it to the kitchen sink and washed it all off, saved the blank, starting all over. So, Createx Opaque White, and let's get down a base coat so we can get some colors here. All right, there we go. Got our white. That's all we need for that. Clean up. Let's start moving in some colors. All right, as I've said before, I've always liked that kind of that green tomato pattern, but I want to do this in the craw. I'm not going to use all the colors. Usually that's the lime or green on the belly, then the red, and then the black on top. We're going to let the black on top go this time around. What we're going to end up doing though, we're going to use Createx Pearlized Lime, and I'm going to use that for the belly. So we'll put that right down the belly. As you can see with the flat-sided Spro style, it doesn't really even go up on the side, and that's okay because that's where we want it, just on the belly. Let me clean this up. We'll move on to the red. All right, for our red, Createx Opaque Red. And now we're just going to do everything but the belly. Get the nose really well. Make sure we get that tail, huh? There we go. And that's it. There we go. We got our lime on the bottom, our red. Of course, the next thing will have to be the stencil. Let's get our crawl pattern put on the stencil, but before we do that, definitely the heat gun. Let's get it good and dry. All right, we're set up here, got us in the helping hand. Coming back with our crawl stencil from Lure Parts Online. It's the 2.5-inch crawl. That's what they do. And it's basically, as we've said before, this is designed for specific lures that are like a, let's see, I got one right here. Yeah, it's more designed for one that's along the lines of a 1.5. That way the bill lines up to go in, the eye lines up, and then that will line up. But we're using it on something totally different. So we're going to see how well we can get this to line up. The bill is not going to line right. As I try to hold it on, because of the angle, it's shooting way off. If I try to set it here, this wants to hold up. So we're going to try to hold this down. Get me up here where we can get to this. So the key is to try to get it to sit in as best I can. Just sit with that right there. And there we go. That one comes, because this is so much shorter, you can see I'm getting a little light bleed on that. But there's not a lot I can do, but I still like it better than doing it by hand. Get some of the paint off that. Now, let's see if we can get this where you guys will be able to see it. And I can still get it on here halfway decently. This side might actually work a little easier. We'll see here. There we go. About the same thing on that side. Like I said, it's designed for a bigger lure, but it gives you a decent craw pattern, I think. Got to put a set of eyes. We're going to top coat. Let's see what we got, what it looks like when it's all said and done. Alright guys, let's get a top coat put on. Bob Smith Industry 30-minute slow cure. That's what I've always used. Yeah, I've got these kind of sitting in a water bath here of warm water. I found that tends to thin it down just a little bit extra here in the winter time. Gives me a little more time to work on it. Get her mixed up good. Try to do 50-50. I don't always measure it out, as you can see. Alright, let's get some top on this. As I've said many times as I'm doing this, if you've watched these, you've probably heard this over and over, but just a plain, cheap, simple Walmart brush is all it takes. We'll hang it up, and that will get rid of all the brush strokes in it. I see I'm going to have to load up on my Bob Smith Industries. I get that from Hobby Lobby. I saw the other day Hobby Lobby is going to discontinue their 40% off coupon. They always have that used for once a day. I've always used it for the Bob Smith Industries because it's about, I don't know, I think it's about $12 an hour, something like that. So, but I see it's only through the month of February. They're going to discontinue that. So if that's the case, I think it's time to load up on Bob Smith Industries. So I got plenty on hand. And that's pretty much all it takes to get this on. Now, one thing I want to cover. I've said a lot, I fish to catch, I paint these to catch fish. Nice and simple, easy, stuff that's easy to paint when you're starting out. That's part of it. But the other is, early in the spring, this was my go-to. Cotton cordell, lipless crankbait, red craw pattern. That has caught so many fish, and you know what? There is nothing fancy. It's just red and a black craw pattern. It's just red and a black craw pattern. You don't, I mean, I love the people that can just paint the detail into lures. It is just amazing what some people can do. I never try to do that. This catches fish. I've caught tons of fish on that kind of lure. You know what? That's going to catch fish too. That's all I care about. Make it nice, easy, simple to paint, and most importantly, it'll catch fish. All right, we're going to hang this up, we're going to let it dry, and we'll see what it looks like when we're all said and done. Well, there we go, guys. There's my Spro Little John style in the red, using that stencil that I got from Lure Parts Online. You know, I think we can see those stencils, they work for different body styles. They're not perfect, but they work, and they give you a decent pattern. And for me, that's what I'm always looking for. I just want a lure that's going to catch a fish. Hey, thanks for sticking with me. Subscribe to the channel if you would. Hope to see you again real soon.